Our production has visual representations of social groups, portraying them clearly throughout the text. The social group that is represented in our production is gender. The stereotypical role allocation for genders is clearly shown by the mise-en-scène we used within the film. The costume used on the main character is a dark grey suit. This could represent the gender role allocation of men being the typical breadwinner. We used gender to highlight the characteristics of one of our actors. The female character was represented to the audience untypically, as dominant within the film. This can be seen when we used a low-angle shot in the ending moments to portray the dominance the female character has. The use of low-angle shot represents the character being dominant because the audience will be looking up to the character. We wanted this dominance to be shown by the unlikely character to create a sense of supernatural, and therefore it would create fear for the audience. Also, we used intense low-key music with the revealing of the female character. This portrays the character as unpredictable, as the audience will not know what to expect with the following events. The unpredictability shown by the music ensures the audience will feel fear, as it brings tension and suspense to the audience. Within our film, the representation of religion is shown through different establishing shots towards the denouement of the text. Towards the denouement of the text, we used an establishing shot of a church. The reason for doing this was to show a symbolism of death. Usually, churches are associated with graveyards and therefore death. We did this because we wanted to show that the character might have just died, but we did not reveal to the audience that the character did die. This leaves them asking questions and feeling unnerved by the film. The reasons for using religious aspects were because we wanted to show that the antagonist is in fact a spirit that will haunt the protagonist. The reason for this is because the religion can sometimes be fixated on the theme of the afterlife and where we go after we die. The spirit in our film seems to be stuck on earth and not religiously in heaven or hell, etc. This gives reasoning to the fact that the spirit is in distress and aggressively throws the protagonist to the ground because she is trapped. We believe that the religion would tie in well with our production because we were able to explore the religious meaning of death and the afterlife. Age was also represented as a social group within our production through the characters. The characters were both at a young age and they both challenged the stereotypes of young children. Firstly, the male character would be determined as a child because she is a sibling to the young girl. It would be said that he is young as well. The male character is dressed in a suit, which would imply that he was in employment. Stereotypically, a child would not be seen as independent, but instead a liability. The fact that the character has a job, it presents the age as being independent. The reason for showing the child as independent and having a job is because we believed it would create more sympathy from the audience, as they would relate to the stresses he might have with having a job. The audience would see the character as hard-working, as even though his sister had recently just died, he is still working and trying to earn a living. The shots used with the character included very slow and flowing shots. This is because we wanted to portray the struggle in his life, as it is slow. The slow pace may represent the fact that his life is going nowhere. This is backed up with the fact that he is drinking alcohol when we first meet the character. We also use the female character to show how children are not as stereotypical as they would be shown in other films. The female actress is shown living alone in an isolated room. This connotes that she is independent and not a stereotypical child living at home with their parents. Although, under the circumstances, the character is actually a spirit, but it doesn't take away the power and strength that she holds within the film. She aggressively pulls the male character to the ground with ease, and this is unusual for a small child to have the ability to bring an older male to the ground.